You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Live fans, we're going to talk about the NBA and their COVID-19 protocols, which just got released to the public through ESPN. Just got released to the public, and it is unbelievable what unvaccinated NBA players, the hoops they are about to have to jump through, and it's unbelievable how different they're going to treat vaccinated players. As it seems they have missed some facts about the jab. You know, again, we don't care if you get it. That's your decision. We don't care if you don't get it. It's your decision. It is what it is, okay? That's between you and your medical professionals. And there could be some competitive balance issues in the NBA versus quarantining and all kinds of things involving being available. It's like the NBA does not realize that if you've had the jab, you can in fact still spread the virus. I don't know if anybody's told the NBA this, but I don't know. We'll get to this. Let's get to this article because it's pretty shocking. Unvaccinated NBA players will have lockers as far away as possible from their vaccinated teammates and will have to eat, fly, and ride buses in different sections as part of the league's anticipated COVID-19 health and safety protocols. Well, you're getting segregated. You wanted that, NBA. The protocols were released to teams Thursday in a memo obtained by ESPN. The rules are not final and subject to ongoing talks with the Players Association. I can only imagine. But the guidelines make it clear that vaccinated and unvaccinated players will have very different off-court experiences during the upcoming season. Unvaccinated players will have to undergo testing on game days and practice days, and depending on schedules, could test twice on some game days. Wow. That's ridiculous. Vaccinated players will not undergo daily testing and will only be tested if symptoms come up or if they're exposed to somebody that's confirmed COVID-19 positive. Now, again, NBA, do you realize that people that's had the jab can, in fact, test positive? Yeah. If an unvaccinated player is deemed a close contact to someone who has tested positive, he will have to enter a mandatory 7-day quarantine. Vaccinated players are not currently anticipated to face quarantine if they are a close contact but don't test positive. At team meals, the memo calls for unvaccinated players to not sit next to vaccinated teammates, and they have to be at least 6 feet away from each other. Good God. The same rules apply for team meetings. On flights, the memo says unvaccinated players may be required to be in a section of the plane reserved for team staffers, which could mean less roomy seating. Oh, they may have to ride coach. I doubt it, but you get the point. It's pretty funny. On buses, unvaccinated players would have to sit away from the other players or in a separate bus from vaccinated players. Wow, they really are segregating the league. The NBA informed teams last week that all coaches and staff members, in addition to game night staff that work within 15 feet of the players or refs, must be fully vaccinated. Also, last week, the NBA and the referees union announced an agreement for all referees to be vaccinated. Thursday's memo also said the league hopes to secure an agreement with the union that would call for all players to be tested for COVID-19 antibodies as part of the preseason physicals. Unvaccinated players who have documented recovery from COVID-19 within the last 6 months may have some protocols relaxed pending final approval. Okay, well, at least that's something versus the NFL. Because the NFL has said to hell with it. We don't care if you've had it. You're carrying the antibodies. We don't care about any of that. So at least that part is a little bit, I guess makes a little bit more sense. Again, you know what's funny about all this with the NFL and the Major League Baseball and the NBA? We're still talking about world-class elite athletes here. Phenomenal condition. Most of them are under 40 years of age. I mean, I'm not saying guaranteed that the thing is going to hit them and bounce right off of them, but let's be honest, more than likely that's probably what would happen here. And this is going to wear players out in the league. And I cannot believe the amount of separation, the amount of testing they're going to have to do versus vaccinated players. And I think for me, that's where I have a massive problem, is how differently they are choosing. They're doing it in the NFL too. How differently they are choosing to treat vaccinated versus unvaccinated players. Based on the fact that, again, you can still spread the virus if you've got vaccinated. Okay, that people act like that's not a thing. That is actually still a thing. It really is. And there still are breakthrough cases of vaccinated players where they end up, or people when they end up in the hospital, et cetera, et cetera. So that's my biggest problem. Okay, if you want there to be all this testing, and in some cases twice a day testing, and all this segregation or whatever, hey, go for the gold. Make it mandatory for everybody to follow the same protocol. They're trying coercion to make people go get the jab. We'll make life easier on you, a lot easier on you, if you go get the vaccine. Okay? And I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they're trying to bait the players into getting it. Again, like I said this morning, far as we can tell, LeBron James is not vaccinated. So LeBron, life is about to get really, really uncomfortable for you going forward. Can you imagine some of these teams not having their star players? The NBA thinks their ratings are bad now. Wait till that happens. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.